Welcome back to Gunsmoke, a SpireRPG actual play from the House of Bob.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm playing Isstran Maelyl, the spider descendant midwife.
I'm Dan. I'll be playing Ugo Verite, the vermissian sage.
I'm Alex, and I'll be playing Xerōth, the cannibalistic carrion priest.
I'm Cristina, and I'm playing LaCroix, bartender by night, knight by day.
And I'm Jake, your game master. If you like what you hear and want to support the show, please visit us at patreon.com/thehouseofbob. Last session. Leon and Isstran were plunged into the Vermissian, eventually finding their footing and disabling Veronica, the actress/visualite. Ugo and Xerōth, facing down the city guard and some of the arena staff, attempted to make a break for it. Ugo takes a deadly hit from Paloma's shotgun, but managed to stumble into the Vermissian just in time for Isstran to stabilize him. Xerōth's keen eye identifies an escape route and gives his pursuers the slip, escaping into the streets of Red Row. However, it appears his troubles are not over. In the dark alley where he stopped to catch a breath, he is approached by a small patchwork doll made of leather, fabric, and rotting flesh.
Yuck.
Yeah, the description just keeps getting worse on that one.
So, yes, Xerōth, you see this strange little homunculus approaching you. Song starts growling and their haunches are raised. And it gets a kind of respectable distance away from you and says, "My master wishes to see you."
Oh, God. It can talk.
Oh, okay. I hate its voice. That's perfect. That's so good. I hate this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kick it.
So, very quick question. I'm not
sure.
I'm not.
That's fair.
Just for the record, for everybody in the room here, I'm not saying I'm gonna do this, but I just want to know if I wanted to use my dead flesh ability, could I eat this guy?
I mean, parts.
Because you said he's part rotting flesh.
At least part rotting flesh, yes.
Make your tummy upset.
So you have the ability Dead Flesh, which lets you bless rotting or spoiled food, casting the decay out of it and making it safe to consume.
Oh.
As a 5-minute ritual, so they'd have to be patient with you.
Okay.
Just staring at it, smacking your lips.
Being that this rotting flesh baby is alive and conscious, not undead, or not dead, maybe undead. Probably not something that's going to work. And probably not something that would have much benefit for me to do anyway, other than getting to use a gross ability.
And having a light snack.
I'm going to ask the little homunculus, who is your master?
It responds, "Entropy."
Lead the way. And I'll follow this creepy
Wow.
fucking flesh baby to see entropy, I guess.
I mean, did it mean right now, or was it trying to just schedule an appointment?
Schedule a meeting. You know what? My schedule just freed up.
Everyone I know is dead.
Well,
Yeah, it asks for your team's contact info and set it up later. No, it turns away from you and begins to kind of waddle down the street stiffly.
All right. I'm going to follow it. I'm sticking in the shadows along the way, but I'm going to follow it.
Sure. It leads you down a few alleys and side streets to eventually a small wooden hut, essentially. And it walks brazenly through the front door, turns its head towards you, and beckons you inside.
Can you tell me more about this little structure? So you said it's a little wooden hut. Like, what else is around?
This is like the very kind of rundown area of Red Row. There's not a lot of other people around at the moment. There's, you know, as you turn the corner, there was someone leaned up against the wall, drunk out of their mind, that kind of thing. Okay. The building itself, just like a little wooden structure that maybe one person might live in. It also looks quite run down, and the wood has been like soaked with at some point, you know, who's suffering from rain damage and is kind of rotting a little bit.
I set a foot in the door and take a look around. One foot in the door, 1 foot still out.
Inside, you see a man.
Hello.
You see a drow man hunched over a planter pot with a few small little like herbs or something growing inside of it. The man is wearing a long white cloak that seems kind of... It's mostly clean, but like the edges of it are dirty, and they kind of seem to almost like roil with a bit of like rot. It looks like the edges are rotting away, but it's not actually like receding or anything. So it's just kind of this weird roiling effect at the bottom, at the edges of the cloak.
Not into that.
And you see the plants in his potter as well. They seem to kind of rot and wither just at his presence. And as you enter, he turns to you and says, welcome to my humble abode here. My name is Sonder.
Sonder. Okay.
I believe we have a common goal and a common enemy. Would you humor me for a moment?
Xerōth, like, gestures that, hand forward, go on.
He stands up to his full height, and you see it's an older male drow, wrinkles around the eyes and gray hair.
Older than me or younger than me?
Remind me on the old scale. Where are you at?
Old.
Old. Like
Old.
Ancient. Yeah.
Not quite ancient, no.
Okay. So, but
So
old
young
enough
man.
that I wouldn't call him young man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not quite a peer, but, close, yeah.
Okay.
He says, you must have noticed that things are strange around here. Everybody's on the razor's edge. The whole district will boil over at this rate. I know why, and I can take you there. Your friends, they are there too. We can help each other.
Which friends?
You have more than...
Right. As far as I know, Ugo's fucked, dead. I mean, I just saw him get blasted with a shotgun and fall off a balcony, so I'd have to assume he's dead. I also have bonds with some people. I haven't revealed them yet, but it could be some people I have a bond with.
I've never seen someone get so defensive.
I've got friends.
Just yelling at this old
They just
guy.
go to another school, okay?
They live in Canada, right?
He says they made quite a showing at the play earlier, I believe. They have found themselves trapped in the vermissian.
At the mention of the vermissian, Xerōth raises one eyebrow and waits for further explanation.
Sure, he carries on then. There's a little table beside him, and he runs his finger across it, and kind of an uncomfortable amount of dust that has accumulated here blows up into the air and then settles again. And he says, it's not natural. Somebody is doing this. People aren't losing their minds for no reason. And I believe I know who's behind it, and I believe that your goals are the same as mine.
So what do you want from me then?
Come with me. We will go to the vermissian, where the source of this foul magic is. We will attend to your friends, and they can help us too.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, I was hoping for the younger ones, but
Right. Lead the way.
He does.
Okay.
He motions out the door behind you, and you guys walk back into the streets. And we will get back to you in a moment.
Cool.
Ugo, Leon, Isstran.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have touched base and taken a moment to catch your breath and get back and control the situation here. You have I think basically unconscious at this point, Veronica here.
Mm-hmm.
It's your guys' go. What do you want to do?
If she is unconscious, I will do Canticle of Remaking again to heal some of her blood stress.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. You guys can use just fix or something to...
That works too. Yeah, I do something to make her conscious.
Mhm. Yes, and I think I heard Dan say that you wanted to tie her up first.
Yeah.
Which is fine. There's some little velvet ropes that you would use to make the queue in front of the train.
uh-huh.
Those are thick.
One of those floats by and you grab it. Her foot is broken too. She's not in too good of a position to run away regardless. But just to be safe.
Yeah, but we float in here.
You guys are on solid ground right now on the little station platform.
Gotcha.
Yeah, with your first aid skills between the two of you, you're able to rouse her. And she takes a moment to take in the situation, instinctively tries to move her arms, realizes they're tied behind her back, and gets a kind of sullen expression and says, "So I failed."
Yeah.
I'll have to
Duh.
say, not as an actress.
No, you were captivating.
Beautiful work.
Yeah.
She kind of preens a little bit and is like, "Oh well, I studied at the Sunlight Collective, and
It's a shame you'll never act again, though. That's I'm sure prison will have a wonderful theater department.
Yeah, I guess I want to know if she was actually even working with the playwright, because they were also hypnotizing us at the same time this is all happening. Is that something I can ask her about?
Yeah. So yeah, you can compel crime, and whoever else is compel can aid.
This is all you guys.
I'll aid you.
7.
Success at a cost, but there's nothing she can really do to you right now, so that's fine.
Glare real hard.
Yeah.
And I wither at her stare.
She says that, I was cast by Chalet, but she didn't know anything about this. You asked about the ritual, the mind control spell, and she says, "Oh, that's an old theater trick. It's been used before, but something was different this time. I don't know why everybody got so violent. It's just supposed to make people want to come back again."
So I'm kind of getting the fact that part wasn't even part of their plan, the Crimson People's plan, then.
No, it sounds like the Crimson Vigil, they were just taking advantage of this situation with the Elfir here to try to make an impression.
Yes, but they weren't the ones trying to mind control people.
No, you press a little further on that, and that is something that the theater troupe does. It's supposed to be just kind of a minor spell to get people interested again and coming back again and kind of spreading the word about it. But she seems kind of a bit distraught that it seems to have had a much more violent and dominating effect this time. As you explain what happened, she's like, that's not what it's supposed to... It shouldn't have done that.
Are you a sage as well?
I used to be. I've spent years studying and looking at old dusty books, and eventually I found a book that described a world much like ours, but just slightly different, where the Drow defeated the Elfir, and I felt that I was wasting my time in these books. I followed the call to action that I found in this story, and we won't realize this goal unless we act. So I left the Vermissian sages behind and found someone who would act instead.
I understand that. Do you happen to have this book, or know where it's kept?
It would be back in my quarters in the Sunlight Collective.
All right. I understand that you want action. You want to see the change in the world or whatever. But the way you're going about it, you are going to bring nothing but demise on our district.
I mean, killing those Elfir would just bring all hell onto us. Did you guys even have a backup plan or plan past that?
I had a plan B, but you stopped that.
No, not a plan B. I mean like a continuous plan.
You killed these two random, they're just here for a play. We don't even know if they're important or not.
No. We get that they're annoying.
Yeah, that's just random killing. That's not targeted at all.
The Elfir don't care about Red Row. It's a dirty, disgusting place rife with crime and destitutes, and it's of no interest to them. If we make it so it's too dangerous for them to come here, then they won't bother.
Or
they come in full force.
Yeah, burn us to the ground.
It would be beneath them, is how they would see it.
You say that, but I don't know if that's true.
You gamble lots of drow lives on an assumption.
No worse than when I gambled on inaction. I'd rather try something and be wrong than sit idly by.
I mean, we're not sitting idly by. We're just a little more subtle than what you guys do.
We're trying not to bring down the pain on everyone we know and care about. But that doesn't mean we don't want change.
Yeah, you are reckless with your pursuit. We've just been playing the game a long time. We've seen what happens when you go the reckless route. Well, I think that's enough lecturing.
Yeah, I mean, seems like just a fundamental disagreement here. She says, well, I suppose one day we'll find out who's right.
Well, I don't know if you'll find out.
Are you taking her? I don't know what you think we're going to do with her.
I figure a little intimidation doesn't hurt.
That's true. I just don't know what we're going to do with her afterwards.
Yeah, so we can step aside here. We step away from her, I guess.
So now what?
Veronica. Yeah. We have her tied up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are a guard, like a soldier. What are you again? Yeah.
I'm an ex-guard,
Oh, yeah.
but I know some people.
You have contacts.
Yeah.
I mean, people are gonna talk. They know what happened here tonight. They saw the gun. They saw where she was pointing it. And if she happens to get dropped off at a checkpoint, then we simply just walk away.
You're just hoping that they'll take that as an apology?
I mean, we have nothing to apologize for.
It sounds as though Mother Moon would disagree with that, based upon the gnolls that came upon you two. If we can get her to admit that we weren't part of it, or something along those lines, it would go a long way to protecting you and Xerōth.
Yeah, I suppose we're probably wanted criminals. That sucks. I didn't think about that.
There's a lot of things we didn't think about while that was going on.
It was all in the heat of the moments.
To be fair, the only names they were given was Eric Andre.
And who's that?
Exactly.
Right.
I have a simple face. It's like I can blend into a crowd. Xerōth, Xerōth looks like garbage, so there's a lot of that rolling around.
I can blend into garbage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys like him. So you're saying we should probably take it back to Mother Moon.
Might not be a bad idea. They saw her with the gun.
Yeah. Technically, nothing bad happened upstairs. Like, no bomb went off. You could say it was like an attempt. And even when I got into that booth, it's not like I attacked them or anything. There might have just been a weird kerfuffle. There was some rowdy people up there. Maybe had a little too much fungus. Who knows? They might not see it as a plot from the upstairs point of view. So I have an ability called the Locked Stacks. So when I visit the Locked Stats, which I assume is in Vermissian, I can attempt to suppress a single fact or rumor.
Oh.
Ooh.
You going to rewrite it?
Basically, on a success, this information will begin to fade out of public knowledge, unless someone has made a dedicated effort to make it known. So that might happen with the dedicated effort. But if they're just focused on Veronica and they have Veronica, that might take the heat off of what happened, because having a gun pointed at the booth seems more important than a guard being attacked with a sausage.
Is that what you're going to write?
It's one of those old laws on the books that if you attack someone with a sausage, that's the
death penalty.
Death penalty. Yeah. They just never fixed it. Yeah.
They also might think I'm dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shot with a shotgun and then it fell off a balcony. So.
And they never found your body.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually, you could probably use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe we turn her in, Isstran and I.
You guys spread the rumor that I'm dead.
I don't think anybody cares.
Oh.
Well, that hurts.
His name isn't exactly known.
Another dead sage. Who gives a shit?
Another one died in the vermissian. We all knew that was going to happen.
Oh my God.
I'm hurt, but let's go.
Sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm just saying I don't think lots of people knew our names there.
Yeah.
No, we were just
bystanders.
Yeah, exactly. Audience members.
Some people in the audience probably thought you were even part of the show. They don't know.
Yeah. Do you want to try to lock away the information or the single factor rumor? So what would be that you want to lock away?
I want to lock away the kerfuffle in the upstairs hallway. Make it not a known fact that there was something going on upstairs, basically.
Right. So those two gnolls were like, hey, they were probably responsible for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of a rumor that you could lock up, that these two drow were somehow responsible.
Yeah.
These two drow matching your descriptions.
Okay,
that sounds good. So you can roll Compel an Occult.
Yeah.
It's an occult spell, so just be aware that on a failure you do take some stress. So.
I have a cult. Can I help with this? Help with the magics?
Interesting question. I don't really think so.
I just don't know what you would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is pretty Vermissian standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still get 3 dice, so it's not too bad. I got a 9 in there.
You write down the rumor on a bit of paper, and then you find a little crack in the stone wall, and like you kind of fold up the note until it's tiny, and you kind of push it through the crack. And for a second, you're like, what was I doing again?
It even begins to fade from my memory, yeah.
And then move on.
Why do I have this big hole in my back?
Why am I here?
Anywho, so yeah, let's take Veronica and let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, so you are taking Veronica with you
Yes.
to hopefully turn her in.
Yeah.
You are going to start making your way towards a station to get out of here. Ugo, you know that end line station would be the closest entrance/exit back to the surface world.
Yeah, bit of a walk, guys.
How's everybody's blood? Do I need a fix or heal or?
What a funny sentence.
I know, right?
My total stress is at 2, but
Okay.
I'm at 2 as well.
My blood feels great.
nice.
I'm glad. Even if it didn't, I couldn't help you at this particular moment in time.
Yeah, I think I'm okay for now.
Okay.
You begin to make your way through the tracks here, having to climb up on the walls and some point the ceiling, and at various points, you're on different planes of non-Euclidean space, and you come down a set of stairs and you end up, above where you started and that kind of thing. But you are slowly making progress towards endline. At one point, you see a fork in the tracks, and you see ahead of you some kind of ethereal figures that, as you approach, come into sharper focus. There's a group of 3 heading down the left track and a group of 4 heading down the right track.
Oh.
And as you get closer still, you see that they look almost identical to you.
Except for the extra person.
On the left track, you see Ugo and Isstran and Leon, except it looks like Leon is missing an arm. On the right track, you see Ugo, Leon, Isstran, and Xerōth, except it looks like Ugo is missing a leg.
Hate this place.
Well, bad luck for them. We're doing okay. Well, I guess from their perspective, we lost one whole person.
Right.
So maybe we're the rough one. I don't know. Anywho, just wave. It's fine.
I don't have an arm in one of them.
Well, okay, maybe don't wave to that one. Do a head nod.
Maybe can we just meet at the fork in the the meeting point?
I wasn't going to address them.
Oh, okay. I'll follow your lead.
You guys are walking towards this junction, and you see this group heading down the junction to the left and the other group heading down the junction to the right.
Oh, they're walking away from us.
They're walking away from you. Yeah.
I see. I thought that we were all walking towards each other.
It's best not to talk to them. It only messes with your head.
Well, it's working.
Yeah, even just the sight of them. Yep.
I was going to say, honestly, the sight of them is really doing enough.
Yep. So just you can keep going straight. Don't focus on it.
I pull up my collar and tuck down my hat. Do not look at them.
I'm totally cool with it, so I'm just waving to my buddies, my other selves. I'm like, oh, sorry about the leg. It was rough.
You go. Which path is the right path to get you closer to endline?
They're going down 2 different paths, correct?
Yeah. As you guys are thinking, they kind of fade into the darkness ahead of you. But you know that you're going to have to go down one of these 2 paths in order to get to endline.
I think the one where Leon gets hurt. No.
I could understand why someone would make that choice outside of Leon.
No, I'll go down the one with my leg blown off. Unless there's a third option.
You tell me, Ugo, is there a third option?
Yes.
We go up.
We
just start climbing upwards.
If you roll something, there might be a third way out.
Sure. Let's do a roll. What am I rolling? Investigate?
Tell me what you're doing. What skill or knowledge are you calling upon to find a third exit?
What skill am I using?
I don't mean skill as in off the character sheet. What is Ugo's expertise or experience, or why is he able to find a third path?
Just the amount of time I spend in here. This is a second home for me. From my experience as a builder when I was building these lines and stuff Or I'm probably too young to be building these lines, weren't I?
You may have. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it's not like ancient history. So
And time is weird here.
and that too.
Yeah. So just the fact that I'm a builder as well. Yeah.
That actually makes sense to me. Yeah. So you kind of know how some of these tunnels were built. You know that there are, occasional emergency exits or employee access areas and maintenance hatches and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So why don't you roll then fix and occult?
Okay. I have a knack for old machines. Would that come in handy here?
That's for technology. So, and we're not rolling tech right now. Or actually, I guess it might be good tech. It could be tech. Sure.
Okay. I got 2 10s and an 8.
Oh my God. That'll do it. Yeah. You think there might be a little like employee backdoor hatch here.
Mm-hmm.
And you go up to the walls and start feeling around. And eventually you find the little lever that opens it up. And for a crit, I'd say it takes you to actually probably a good place for a change.
Whoa.
Which, let's say this, by some twist of metaphysics, leads you to your office in the vault.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, one of the weird doors we have.
Yeah. Where, you guys would be able to take it easy for a moment and you're safe in here for at least a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And the three of you can heal a D3 stress.
Nice.
Awesome.
Cool. 2.
3.
3.
Ugo, here you notice something. One of the reading tables in this little vault office, you see a note with your name on it.
Huh. All right. I go and pick it up.
You pick it up. It is on just a simple sheet of parchment, folded over once. You open it up and you see that it is a message from Paige, the Vermissian guardian.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And it is short and to the point. It says, saw some weirdos in white cloaks hanging around Endline, went to go check it out.
Endline. That's my usual entrance, is it not?
Yeah, that's the station you were heading towards now.
Oh, okay.
And that's the one they tried to close up too, right?
Yeah. The one I stopped them from closing, I think.
Yep.
All right. What do white cloaks signify?
You did see a weirdo in a white cloak when you stopped the Endline station from being closed, or that door anyway.
Oh, okay. He was the one that was like walked that person in?
He was the one that got forced in.
Oh, okay.
Against his will.
Gotcha.
You didn't really know what that meant at the time, but now here in the vault, you do have access to books and knowledge that would maybe let you investigate that.
Yeah, if I'm in the vault, I'll use that.
It would be an investigate occult.
4 is my highest, unfortunately.
Unless you want to try to re-roll it, I guess.
It is a new session, right? You get to use it again.
If you want to. It's not the end of the world either way.
Yeah, whatever. Let's go for it. It's a good skill to use. Oh, nice. I got 2 10s this time.
Yeah.
Way better.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you know all about these freaks.
These freaks.
Oh boy, let me get into it.
You find a book that's titled something like Forbidden Religions of Spire or something like that. And you find that these are members of the Church of Absolution. Their whole deal is they worship a deity of decay and entropy. And they are very in tune with sort of chaotic magics. And they have a bit of an unwinding effect on reality around them. The particularly capable absolutionists, anyway, as they walk, plants rot around them and food spoils and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know that their leader is someone named Mother Ash on Snow, who is rumored to be able to wither a person with a single touch.
Would they be in the district?
There'd probably be, some hanging around, but it's not typically where they don't have like a church or anything here.
Gotcha. So I haven't actually seen them around.
No, other than that one you saw in the tunnels, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ash on Snow sounds like a Alfir name. Is that... Does he know?
It certainly sounds like an Elfir name.
Okay.
It's not unheard of for Drow to take like that kind of style of name, particularly ones that are trying to blend in with high society or that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Gross.
But you don't know for sure if this person is an Elfir or a Drow.
Okay.
That concerns me for Paige. She is a guard, like she can handle herself, but I'll have to talk to her about that later. So you guys want to get out of here?
I would love to get out of here.
You carry on?
Yeah. Well, we're headed towards Paige anyway, are we not? If she's taking the exit we're taking. So
yeah, she went to the same place, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, somebody is in trouble though, maybe?
Well, we don't know what their intention is. They seem to be kind of agents of a bit of chaos, but whether that's for good or bad.
You know that they generally speaking, yes, agents of chaos, but they kind of keep to themselves. Like their whole deal is they know that the whole world's going to rot and decay away at some point. So like they're not in a particular hurry to speed that along or anything. They just kind of enjoy the process as it happens. So they're generally not too much trouble, just weird and uncomfortable and hard to get along with.
Yeah, that's
Well, we
fine.
understand that.
After your tea and reading some books, you head out of the vault and back into the tracks heading towards Endline. You proceed a little way further. Part of the ceiling had collapsed, so there's some stones and things like that. You climb over. And as you round a corner, you see, or first you hear kind of, there's always that background noise of a train running. But for a moment, it begins to amplify and get louder and louder. And you see ahead of you what look like two headlights.
Oh,
All right, hug the wall.
Hug the wall.
You hug the wall and try to find cover. And the headlights begin to shine brighter. And then they blink.
Oh.
And you see that instead of headlights, they are eyes. And they turn and stare deeply at you.
I really hate this place.
Yep.
Yeah, no talking.
And as those lights get closer to you, they eventually start to kind of dull into a vaguely humanoid shape, like they kind of focus. And then you see walking towards you Xerōth and a strange man in a white cloak.
Oh, and they have all their limbs.
They have all their limbs.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a crazy question.
No.
As far as I can tell. Yeah.
How the heck did you survive that?
How did you survive that?
Well, I don't know. It's the vermissian, baby.
You ended up here.
Rules don't apply here.
I'm glad we both made it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
Pretty sure Isstran saved your life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of remember that. It's all, it kind of got fuzzy when I did that thing that I don't remember doing. What did I do?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I erased the knowledge of that encounter, basically.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
So, who you got with you here? Who's this guy?
So on your walk here, Xerōth, Sonder filled you in on some more information,
Okay.
which you now share with the group, that this is Sonder. He is a member of the Church of Absolution. And recently, several members of his church were kidnapped and brought here to the Vermissian. And from what his research has discovered, it's that someone is trying to basically harvest their chaotic magics.
Oh.
And they have been releasing this chaotic magic throughout Red Row. And that is what has been pushing people and making them quick to temper and violence and basically just messing with people's heads.
Damn.
That's messed up.
He does not know why this is happening, but he has seen, knights and retro engineers coming and going here. And again, several of his members were kidnapped and brought here, and they seem to be converging on Endline.
Gotcha. So you're looking for White Cloak guys? Yeah.
I am here to rescue my compatriots, yes, and to put a stop to whoever has done it.
That's fair. I would want to do the same. I got a report here saying they're over. I can take you over to where they were spotted. I have a companion over there, so maybe we can go figure this out. That cool? I don't know how familiar you are with the Vermissian, but...
Well, considering they were heading towards you in the opposite direction of the Endline, not great.
But he did turn into giant eyes, so that's impressive.
They also did, they said he was taking them to us, so the fact that they found us. I don't know. Either way, I will direct them to.
Yeah, no, you're going to be much better at that than him. He's got a kind of surface knowledge, but not as much as you.
Well, let's get going.
So we're not leaving.
Well,
Endline is where you leave. You got to get there first.
this is the exit, Leon. You can do two things at one time.
Okay. It's been a bad day.
You're telling me.
Any other questions for Sonder as you guys are walking towards Endline? Or
I would like to question him a little. So how are they harvesting this power? What's happening to your members?
I don't know for sure. None of them have returned. But I have seen the retro engineers. They have built strange machines in Endline.
Oh.
I saw them working with the knights to bring in my members. So I assume the machines have something to do with it.
I know old tech, so I can maybe help out with that.
Maybe.
Well, we'll have to wait to see until we get there.
I guess I do want to know, when did this all start happening? Like, I mean, I guess this is a general question, not just for him, but like, how long has it been since everybody's been acting crazy?
From your guys' point of view, it's maybe been kind of a month or so where, you started to notice that things were escalating.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until kind of the last couple of weeks when you guys came together and decided you have to do something about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That lines up with what he says, that his group members were kidnapped about a month ago. So.
Okay. Oh, I guess I should ask him. I mean, how much they know about chaotic magic, like his team. Because I mean, I thought they didn't really, I don't know, not do much is the wrong word, but they were just pretty inactive in general.
Yeah. Most of them are just appreciate the process of rot and decay and entropy, and they kind of welcome it, right? But the more powerful members have actually mastered this occult magic and are able to affect reality around them in that way.
Okay.
But not all of them do that, no.
So I guess then my question is, the ones that have been kidnapped, have any of them been high officials or just like mostly low-level initiates?
Yeah, they would have been ones that are capable of some level of occult magic, yeah.
Okay. That's bad.
On the tracks, you see a rusted old train carriage suspended in the air by spider webs.
Cool.
The doors of the carriage have been violently torn open, leaving sharp metal edges. And this stands in your way of Endline.
Huh. I wasn't there before.
That's not normal?
No, not really, but this happens all the time. Do I know another way? No, I don't.
Guess that's that.
Can I brute force this in any capacity?
Well, I mean, there are the spider webs, which you could probably brute force your way through.
Yeah.
The carriage is kind of like, again, suspended in midair. Looks like you probably could climb through it. It's kind of been torn asunder at parts. So there's these jagged metal sheets that you would have to avoid.
Veronica, can you do that fire thing with your hand?
She can.
Will she? Yeah.
She says, consorting with LaCroix costs quite a bit of my energy. I don't know if it would be wise for me to try at this point.
Can I cast Web of the Mistress?
Oh, I don't know what that is, but it sounds helpful.
I've done it before. Strands of silver magic extend from your fingertips and you sense the vibrations caused by any intruders. So
Right.
I get a big area where I can sense stuff.
Yeah. Fix an occult to cast.
That's an 8.
Okay, success. You see kind of the clear ways through would be either through the spiderwebs or through the train carriage itself. But you do sense the vibrations on the webs of several large creatures hidden amongst the webbing.
Friends?
My buddies! There are creatures in the web.
Yeah.
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 There usually are. What I normally do is just I go wait in my vault, but it seems like time is a bit of the essence. So maybe we go through?
Well, we can either go that way or that way.
Yeah. That train's looking mighty fine.
Isstran, you feel another vibration, this time from above you. You look up and you see, at first, what looks kind of like a brownish spider, about the size of a small carriage.
Oh.
And you see that its forelimbs, at first you thought it was just brown colored, but it's actually kind of covered in like a rusty kind of material. And there's a bit of a metallic sheen underneath. It clicks and clatters and opens its little mandibles at you and then drops from the ceiling. And we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening to this episode of The House of Bob. If you're enjoying the show, we'd love it if you gave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps other people find the show. And to that effect, tell your friends about us. Hit us up on social media. We're at The House of Bob on most platforms. We'd love to hear from you. If you're enjoying the show and want to support us financially, check out our Patreon. Got all sorts of bonus content on there, including a monthly bonus recording where we do director's commentary and one-shots. And a huge thank you to all our current patrons. Thanks so much, everybody. Artwork for this episode was by Jake. Audio production by Alex of Astronomic Audio. And the music was by Duke Albert. Thanks again for listening. Have a great day. Roll on. Come back to me, baby.
Well, you definitely need to use that story at the end of the other episode, and then this part at the end of this episode.
Come back to me, baby.
Why don't you guys kind of roll a, whoever has the best compel.
Compel.
Oh, I didn't pick a new thing this session.
Crime.
I do have compel.
I don't think she is crime, but she certainly did a crime. So sure, we'll let you do crime. Yeah.
Sure did a crime. I agree. Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Or big cop, little cop.
Or big cop, dying cop.
Not quite as intimidating right now. Yeah.
Nothing left to lose. 774, and then I just got to roll one more time. And I got another 7.
Jackpot. Ding, ding, ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding. Does that actually get anything good? No.
Especially not when there's a 4 in between.
Yeah.
This is my home away from... Oh, okay.
It's horrible and I hate it.
You see me like putting on a coffee and then like, oh.
Oh, okay.
I put away the mugs.
No appreciation.
Veronica, can you do that fire thing with your hand?
Right, I have to admit, I forgot you had her here.
I forgot she was there. Yeah.
It's tied up.
She's been awfully quiet.
I mean, yeah, she was not talking anyway. I think that's probably true. But